thing is so loud. Well, boys, I don't know what I'm filming today. I genuinely have no clue what I'm filming today. I'm hoping to work on this car a little bit at some point. Might have a DTS update for you guys in this video, but for the most part, we vlogging today, boys. We vlogging. We on the road. We got the daily out today. We got some stuff to get done. I got you guys coming with me today. We rolling out. This should be fun.
And they wanna criticize how you did it. Well, I did it, and you really didn't do it, did ya? People know on Instagram astound me.
Something I don't talk about too much is what I used to do before I started doing this full time. Is I used to do a lot of landscaping stuff. I actually worked at Napa Parts before I finally left to go to college, and then left to make videos and stuff and start my businesses. But before that, like when I was 16, 17, I did a lot of landscaping stuff. I always loved mowing grass, doing odd jobs like that. It's just relaxing and it's kind of fun to be outside on a mower. I love doing it at home too, and I still kept a little bit of that work on the side this year, but I'm probably not going to do it anymore after this. I just stay too busy with everything else. So that's what I'm doing today. This is probably actually for the year one of the last times I'm gonna have to do any grass mowing down here because it's starting to get cold, boys. God, this thing looks like crap. It sure mows good though. Because I think I wore the wrong pants and shoes for this job. God dang it, white socks too. Man, I am not smart. Guys, I legit cannot see without my glasses on, but you can't really wear sunglasses and glasses at the same time. That's a little better. Could I just get a medium iced coffee with 2 cream?
Anything else?
I guess that's it. Guys, my window legit won't roll down or up now. Hopefully this isn't a problem. Hi.
How are you today?
Good. Other than the fact that my window won't go down or up anymore. Pretty good. Guys, this sucks. Well, we got some work to do when we get home.
Few inches later.
So guys, this car has been having some issues recently, and it's mostly little stuff like what we saw today with the window not working. It's not the first time that's happened. That's happened like 2 other times before. It does it, and then after a while, after, you know, shutting the car off and turning it back on a few times, it starts working again. So there's a couple things that could be issues right now. One, it could be one of our ground straps. As you guys know, that was actually an issue once with the convertible. When we had finished the timing belt and everything, I had been moving that wiring harness around. It was just enough that it had wiggled it loose and caused the ground wires to start coming disconnected. Then the car wouldn't even start because the fuel pump ground wasn't connected. That's a very common issue with these cars, that they get corroded and they're really hard to get at up in there and to fix. So today we're gonna attempt to just get that over with and rule that out, because it could also be like some of these issues that I'm having electrical wise could be TIPM related. 2006 and 2007 they switched over to TIPM system instead of using relays. They're known to have issues in the early model years because it was kind of new technology, I guess. So I couldn't even do one of them, but it would make sense if the TIPM was going bad, and I think that's probably what I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and figure out at some point soon. But I want to rule out the ground wires first. Between the wipers acting sporadic and the window not working, I mean, the window could just be the regulator too and be a completely separate issue, but between that and just all the weird stuff like the AC compressor will not kick on. Even when you bypass the low switch, it does not kick. You don't even hear a click, no, nothing. I need to see if there's power going to it or not when I do that, because that would kind of help me diagnose it. But I don't know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I think it's one of those two, or both, or maybe neither one, who knows. I also need a new hood latch because that even makes noise sometimes at idle. I decided the best way to get that in there was to remove my upper motor mount thing here. It's basically impossible to see, but right there you can see the wires, and the eyelet is right up in there. Even I can barely see it. There we go. I got the whole dang camera down in there. There it is. You guys can see it now. That's the eyelet. You can see the corrosion and stuff. We're gonna pull it out, try to clean it up, and if I feel the need to, I can put a new one on. Our ground strap is free. How's it looking? Pretty crusty. As you guys can hopefully see here, a couple of those wires have completely corroded and disconnected because of how tightly this was crimped. So looks like we are going to be redoing this little strap. There it went. Low-key made me cringe to have to do that, but now we can start putting all these back together. Alright guys, here's what we got going on now. I got these little 6-gauge eyelets laying around, so all crimped down, and I put this nice heat shrink on it. But we got her, and it's looking good, so I'm just gonna clean up the surface and bolt it back down, and hopefully this will take care of some of our issues. Got our motor mount all put back in and everything put back together up in there. Figured while I was in here though, I had the battery disconnected. I might as well take the air box out and take a look at the ground over here. This one's a little bit easier to get at, and the ground for the battery actually ties into here too. You can see there's that whole spaghetti strand of wires that comes up to an eyelet. I can't really see the eyelet because it's behind our battery wire, so I soaked it with some PV Blaster, and I'm gonna remove that real quick. Well guys, I still can't decide what to do. I went ahead and took it apart. It's definitely better than the other side, but it's still really corroded. A couple of the wires on the end are like barely hanging on now because of the corrosion here. I don't know what to do. I might just wire brush it and throw it back in.
Moments later.
Well guys, fast forward just a short time later. It's already dark out. Got slightly distracted by eating dinner for one thing, and also watching Cletus McFarland's newest video. He's one of my favorite YouTubers for sure. I love Cletus and all of his videos and all of his stuff, but whoops, I tripped on this because I forgot to put that away, but I went ahead and put everything back together. I decided not to worry about that ground for now. I might do it in the next few days, but it's already getting dark and I don't feel like taking another one apart today. Quite frankly, that was a lot of work. So I went ahead and put everything together. I forgot to put that filter in, so I'm going to do that right now, and then we can go ahead and fire this thing up and see if we notice any differences. Probably we won't, but we'll see. All right, let's see if our window works. Hey, it works. So that tells me one of two things. Either it was a ground issue that we happened to fix. I don't know what all is grounded by the ground that we fixed. And also, you know, we cleaned up the ground here. We didn't completely replace it yet, but I don't know. It's either that or the fact that we had the battery unplugged and then plugged it back in. It could have reset the TIPM or whatever, or kind of just reset things if it is something related to that. Let's see. I'm gonna roll it all the way down. Never mind. Yeah, it's still broken. Only when I seem to be rolling it down, like trying to roll it down all the way. I wonder if it's the window regulator itself. It's kind of, I don't know, is it supposed to be that much play in the window? I don't think so. That's whack. The next thing I want to test though, while the car is running, I'm going to try to turn the AC on with the switch bypassed. I'm going to put a piece of wire in our low pressure switch to bypass it and just give it a quick shot just for the heck of it to see. Yo, I immediately felt the load on the engine. Oh, I think it's working now. It's definitely kicking on and then kicking itself back off. I don't know if that's just because there's super low pressure in the system, or because maybe, I don't know if it has to do with the ambient air temperature, if it won't run if the ambient air temperature is too low, because it is really cold out right now, so kind of hard to tell if it's working or not. But I've got to turn these lights on. There we go. That's a little better. I don't know, but that's definitely something that I wasn't doing before. Let's see, the fan is off right now. Let's see if I do that, the fan turns on. That would tell me a lot. Yeah, there goes the fan. Yeah, it's definitely trying to kick on, but something is causing it to kick back off. That might have fixed it. That might have been my issue all along. I just kind of suspected it was the TIPM and kind of gave up. I should have got to this a lot sooner, but I just kind of kept forgetting that that was a thing that I needed to check. I don't know what to think about this window. It seems like when I roll it down just a little bit, it's perfectly fine. But when I keep rolling it down, which I'm not going to do again, just in case I'm right, it seems like when I keep rolling it down lower, it freezes. And I'm wondering if that's the regulator starting to go bad, which isn't a big deal. I hope it is the regulator because it's a fairly easy fix. And I just gotta tear this door panel out and get that done. But we'll have to find out. I'll have to test that a little bit better. But I would dare say that that was an issue for sure. There were multiple wires that had come disconnected there. I don't know what all grounds there, but it could have been an issue with our lights and our fuel gauge and all that stuff. I guarantee they were all tied into that, and now everything's gonna be okay. But I still have to fix the other one. Obviously, I'm gonna do it just as preventative, even if it is working fine. It still looks pretty crusty. Let's take this thing for a little spin.
12 seconds later.
Whoa! They just started to pull out of the driveway and the check engine light came on. So you know what? We're going back up to the shop and we're gonna read that code right now because I'm curious as to what it is. Alright, and according to the Autel MaxiLink, what is it? It is O2 sensor heater control circuit high. Could it be some got messed up when I put the ground wire back together? I don't think so. All the wires were in there perfectly secure. Unless when I was moving the wires around, something got damaged downstream. I had O2 sensor heater control circuit codes previously on the GT. When I got the new PCM, it took care of them and they were actually a sign of the PCM failure. Could this car be having some PCM issues? I doubt it, because it seems fine. This is weird. This is weird. I don't know. I know our ground wires are fine. I know that our new ground circuit, I didn't mess it up. I know that. Like, I'm 100% sure of that. So I don't know what else it could be. Seems to be running good. Swear to God though, every single light in this freaking car is on. Engine light, airbag light. I need gas too. It's a Christmas tree. Look at it. A little frustrating, but it's okay. Hey, at least we're home. So me and Dad ended up hanging out and getting quite a bit of progress done out in the shop on the framing, but I just went ahead and took a look at everything here and gave the wires all down in here a once over with the flashlight. You can't really see down there with the camera, but I was able to kind of look around and make sure nothing had come undone or looked like it got damaged from when I was in there. But I got to thinking, the O2 sensor heater, what would that be dependent on for ground? And the code, what it said, O2 sensor circuit high or whatever, and usually when it says high, it has something to do with the ground issue, but I mean, you never know. I don't really know that for sure, but I remembered that on the PT-GT we had some issues with O2 sensor codes, and it was partly because the little ground strap that connects from the exhaust to the car had rotted out, and I had issues with it a bunch. So I thought, I wonder if something happened to this one, and sure enough, you guys can see it's like basically completely rotted away. There's what's left of it way up in there. And I forgot where we had it connected here, if we even connected it. I thought we connected it over on this side, but I didn't see or feel anything. We might have connected it to the hanger or something, I don't know, but that could be the issue too. I'm not sure. We'll have to fix that too at some point. I'm not even 100% sure what this could be. But just to give you guys a little bit of a look at what we've been doing in here so far, like I said, I'm going to be coming out with a whole video on this, but we've been framing in the roof here with the 2x4s, and we've also been putting nailers on the walls. You can see a lot of these cracks have all been filled with that grate stuff. We've just been whacking away at this for the past couple weeks and made pretty good progress. The framing has been a ton of work, but once we get through that and kind of get into the insulating, I'll probably throw together a little shop update vlog for you guys. But I guess that's the latest on what's been going on out here. It's been a war zone. There's tools everywhere. It's just been a mess, but it's gonna be 10 times better once this is all done. Alright guys, back out here the next day. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update today after working on everything for the end of this video. So as you guys know, we tried to fix our little issue. In hopes of fixing our O2 sensor code, I ran a brand new ground wire up. That old bolt and that old eyelet were just completely rusted. I could not get the bolt to come out. So I drilled a new hole, cleaned everything up. I had some, I think 6 or 8 gauge wire laying around from some sound system stuff that I did previously. Went ahead and just ran that down with some eyelets and taped them up. I ran out of heat shrink and wire loom, so I couldn't put either of those on it to protect it, so I'm gonna have to do something like that in the future. But for now, she's looking good. I'm gonna clear the code and we'll take it for a spin and make sure that it doesn't pop right back on. Quick little update on the DTS. The DTS has actually been running great. The family's been using it a bunch. In case you guys don't know, this is my dad's 2006 DTS. I made videos on it in the past, and you know, I don't really make videos on it more because we have our own projects, but occasionally if I do something with it, I like to keep you guys up to date because some of you really like this car. But this thing was having issues with, I think it was service traction control light popping on, and when that would happen, the car would like shift weird. It would shift rough or go into gear quicker and a little harder, and when you were going from like drive to park or vice versa, it would like shift really hard. It was really weird, but it sounds like it was a pretty common issue, and it's a common issue with that light coming on and everything, and it almost goes into like a weird kind of limp mode with the transmission. It's just a weird Cadillac quirk apparently. They said a lot of times a vacuum line or a vacuum leak of some sort can cause the car to go into this weird limp mode kind of thing again. But the one vacuum line that I had repaired previously had come apart. I siliconed it and tried to fix it because it broke when we had the intake manifold off, and ended up coming apart again. So I went ahead and pulled it back out, cleaned all the silicone off. I kind of patched it up right down there. Basically, I used some like super glue kind of stuff, some really good adhesive for the nylon line. I think it was Gorilla Glue brand stuff. And then I taped it up really tight to give it some support. I just went ahead and reinstalled it. So hopefully that takes care of all those issues as well. I just gotta pop this fancy engine cover back on. I think I think that's on. I guess that's about it on these things for now. It's really frustrating when you keep having stupid little issues that keep rearing their head. It's kind of frustrating because, you know, you just want to have the issue, figure it out, and fix it and be done, but it never works out quite like that. There's usually something more that's wrong, or in this case, a check engine light came on immediately after we replaced our grounds and got them all fixed up. Right now the priority is the convertible. I actually just had someone come and look at it earlier today because it is for sale. We'll see, I might talk to them in a day or two. I also have an appointment to get the car aligned tomorrow and get the inspection done, so they'll be in contact with me after that. We'll see, but I've had multiple people stop and look at it and inquire about it, and these ones seem interested. One thing I've learned though with selling stuff is don't get your hopes up, especially like, you know, you make a deal on Facebook or on Craigslist, you text with someone, they sound interested. You never know. Don't get your hopes up. But I definitely have had quite a few people interested already, and I've barely even like got it out there for sale. I don't even think I put the listing on Facebook. I think I just parked the car by the road, and I've had people calling me. So it's pretty exciting, honestly. I think it's gonna sell really well. We're just gonna go ahead and erase our codes. There we go. Never mind. Like 1 minute later and it's already back. And it's the same code. Well, it sure does look like this wiring got damaged somewhere, even though quick visual inspection didn't reveal that. I don't know. I'm kind of stumped at this point. What's going on, guys? Jimmy from the future here. The camera died like 3 seconds after I filmed that last clip, so I completely forgot to film a proper ending to the video, but essentially you guys know what happened. We tried to fix our ground. I knew that we were having some weird electrical issues between, you know, the window and, you know, everything else that had been going on with the AC not kicking on, and, you know, just all these issues we had in the past. I figured that was probably some sort of an issue, and I figured I might as well rule it out. We got it done, and we ended up having another issue, even though it seemed like things were better, and I actually did get the AC compressor to kick on a couple times, so that was huge. But we still are having the issues like with the window. It's pretty obvious that that's the regulator at this point. I think it's pretty much rules out any TIPM issues that we were having though. Thankfully, as far as the O2 heater sensor thing is concerned, I'm guessing that something got damaged when we were moving the harness around, because basically I took the harness out of its plastic clips when I did the ground wire so that I could pull the harness up and reach them better. So I'm betting that something could have got damaged in there. It could be something damaged with one of the ground wires too, but I was very careful about how I put them in our little eyelet. So I highly doubt that it's that. But I'm gonna inspect everything. I could try to swap it out, or swap out the O2 sensor for one of them out of the other cars, just to test that itself. But that's where we're at right now with that. I'll keep you guys updated on that all in a future video when we take care of all of the dailies little issues. We'll be making a full episode on all that stuff in the future. I just felt like making another kind of vlog style video again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It ended up being a little bit of a mess with the issues with the cars, but it's kind of allowed me to get back up to speed. I was a little bit behind on videos just because of everything that's been going on behind the scenes. So now we're going to be hopefully back on schedule, and I hope you guys did enjoy this. I really appreciate it when you guys enjoy watching even simple videos like this one that have a lot of different random stuff that isn't exactly considered exciting. It just means a lot that you guys want to come along with my journey, so I appreciate you sticking around and watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy. Comment down below whatever you want to say, or if you have any advice on the issues that are going on right now, even though I think we're on the right track. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for this Sunday's video. I love you all. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.